step away from my eye. Hand to your skull.
Do you like Dungeons and Dragons? Well, we're Dragon Deez Dice. Comedy D&D 5e actual play show where a group of inexperienced heroes embark on a vast and deep storyline within a homebrew world brimming with magic and mischief. Sure.
Wow.
To have you rolling.
With laughter.
With laughter.
You sound like you're crying.
Oh, genuinely caught me off guard. I didn't even think that we were starting yet.
Your journey north to deal with the Colosseum and the corrupt royals that run it has led you to a small church town called Greytown, essentially just a pit stop before travelers enter the Portent's Forest, a humble place where most townsfolk seem to keep to themselves. But when Pebble makes a visit to the church to her elven deity with a bloody statue inside, you're all enwrapped into a mystery. The head priest and magistrate that governs the town, named Henrik Silvori, enlists your help. The church, thinking that grave sin within it is cause for Krellin's signs. Investigating the clergy and nuns, you learn a simple drama you don't believe would ire the gods, per se. A strict head nun, a boy behind on his prayers that became briefly possessed, quote-unquote, a girl that lashes out at her bullying friend, and two nuns that plan to run away together. Stalking out into the night, a man was spotted wandering the graveyard, but more unusual was an imp-like creature spotted flying to the church with an object in hand. Unable to catch it, but spotting a female figure dressed in black chasing after it as well, you return to the inn for a night's rest. Only Shello picking up on the fact that your things seem to be rummaged through and items within the room were left broken at some point in the day. Your second day here, you all awake in the morning with the plan being to move the investigation more into the town. However, Monzi not being here, Balthazar is going to go up to Shello and get his doll, deciding that while you all are investigating the town, he'll try to tinker with the magic item a bit, trying to understand it, to wipe the 6 phrases so that Shello can use it for what he wants, what Shello asked him to do on the way here. He's now going to do while you guys have important work to do.
Well, what he's doing is very important too. I don't think I asked this last session, but the globe in the room here, are the arrows shot anywhere particular?
Make an intelligence check.
Ooh, hold on, I got a 6.
You're not really pinpointing anything. You see a continent that looks like the one that you also see on the map everyone seems to look at. One of the arrows is like shot into the water, it looks like, on the globe. The other is shot onto land on the same continent on your map, but you aren't really getting any important information out of it.
The arrow shot into the water, but it's not leaking, correct?
No.
That's impressive. I feel like there's more objects strewn around to maybe look at.
You mostly noticed everything last night. You pretty much just noticed there's like a glass broken on the floor. There's some like shelves open, some books falling on the floor. Looks like some of your things are kind of like moved around and rummaged through, but nothing seems to be missing.
You're telling me people went through my dearest belongings?
Just the stuff you had like in your rooms, like clothes and stuff.
Okay.
The fuck? Got limited supply of those.
Your briefcase is full of identical clothes. You all change out each day.
Oh yeah, we don't ever reuse them. No, we just throw them out.
We have to after a while. They get stiff.
Oh.
I swear if I come back and there's a half-eaten apple on the doorknob,
I'm gonna lose my mind.
Perhaps it would be wise if we continued our questioning, poking and prodding of the church, but maybe we can try and find. There was this figure cloaked in black who made a mad dash for the large holy building, and if we can track them down, perhaps we can ask them what they were in such a hurry about.
We definitely need to figure something out.
Well, last night while I was keeping watch over the church, I heard a loud bang out to the side. It sort of sounded like someone might be trying to break in, or I didn't see anything other than there was a man near where Mherren was.
And you're sure this was not Mherren's shadow,
Oh, yes.
along with a loud bang? Perhaps perhaps the shadows are trying to escape.
What? Oh, okay. Okay.
Where do we begin?
I guess we can look around the perimeter of the church and see if there's anything out of place or damaged.
If you two large folk would like to carry on with that, I may peruse the field once more. I'd say that we locked our door and we're heading down the stairs.
As you walk out, does anyone have a passive perception over 11?
I have 11.
Passive perception? I have 12.
You see there's a carriage coming into town, parking at the inn. Nothing interesting about the carriage. However, across the street, you see another black cloaked figure, looks sort of female. Before you can really get a good view of it, however, the carriage passes in front, and then that person disappears, seemingly watching you all.
I think Shello's plan has changed.
However,
Maybe
can all three of you make charisma saving throws?
Sure can.
I'd love to.
Yikers.
I got a
Rough
yucky,
day.
disgusting.
Did I accidentally
20.
roll twice?
You sure did.
Nope. Yes, you did.
I got it in 14.
Okay, so Mherren 11, Pebble 14,
Hmm.
Shello 20. Give me one moment.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
That's good.
DMs have been sent out.
Oh, God.
So you two saw this figure disappearing. You didn't really get the impression of where it was headed. It just kind of, as the carriage passed by, you noticed that this black cloaked female-looking figure vanished.
I may go over to where I had seen them prior and ask around. Though if I do not find any leads, I will head back to the farming establishment. Perhaps
Gotcha.
they were a shadow. Can I look around for my shadow?
Yeah, you see it behind you.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, what are you sort of looking for over there? Just trying to spot the figure again, or
Trying to spot them, maybe sniffing in the air a little.
make a perception check.
Okay, getting down on all fours. Getting an 11.
11.
Is this tail wagging?
I hope so.
With your 11, you actually see through the window of the general store, the manager in there is yelling at some of the people inside. Seems very heated. One of the employees starts crying and leaves.
Oh.
But you don't see any sort of black figure again.
Can I check in on what's being yelled?
Yeah, you hear him yelling at them something about the money from the register being stolen, and he's just blaming all of them, saying how worthless they are as employees, how they don't do anything, and it seems he's firing some
That's
of them.
fucked up. That's fucked up.
This guy doesn't seem lovely.
I ain't snitching.
Yeah, we ain't snitches.
I think I will carry on over to the farmhouse.
Okay. What are you kind of looking for at the farmhouse?
Any tracks, animal tracks, dung of any sort, scratching posts.
Make an investigation check. There's someone working the farm, notices you walking through. Doesn't really say anything to you, but sort of keeps watch as he sort of mans the crops. You, however, are not really seeing anything outside around the house or around the wheat fields that would clue you into anything about this imp.
Excuse me, hard worker.
Yes, little man.
Thank you very much. My name is Shello. I'm a juggling ant boy. I was wondering if you had seen any strange happenings around this area last night.
Nothing strange. Why are you asking?
I believe there were a couple of peculiar things in your. I assume these are your fields.
Yeah.
Just the night prior, me and some of my associates saw a large winged beast, as well as what looked like someone cloaked in darkness, perhaps a shadow.
You saw the demon?
Running. If that was a demon, yes.
We shouldn't
Are you
be
familiar?
talking.
I can stop talking.
He's such a helpful little guy.
I feel so bad.
Do you need help with anything?
I don't want to be involved with that evil. You all passing through town, just get out and leave us alone. Probably people like you that are causing all this.
I guess as I'm walking away. We did not bring the winged creature with us, though. We simply saw it here. Perhaps you should make a large net to catch it in the sky.
As you're walking away, he's just sort of shaking his head and spits on the ground.
That can't be good for the crops.
Pebble, Mherren, you guys are going back to the church?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you going inside or just sort of looking around the perimeter where you heard the bang last night?
Initially, just looking on the perimeter.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
about to say, I would like to do perimeter.
Go ahead, both of you make investigation checks.
Oh, no.
Perfect.
Oh, that's not as
check
bad as
my
it could have been. A
investigation.
13.
Mherren, you notice that by one of the windows to the nun's room, younger ones, part of the window seems to be a little bit broken. Like it's a stone building, but there's like wooden shutters over the windows. One of them seems to be like cracked in a spot and sort of like open. It's kind of like opening and closing to the wind.
Are there any bits broken off of it? Little splinters or anything?
Yeah, there's some in the grass under it.
Okay. Pebble over here, looks like something broke part of the wooden shutter here, and it came from, well, it had to have actually, before I continue with that sentence, is the glass, like, I assume that there's glass behind it, or is it just
these
an open
aren't glass
window?
windows. They're just
Okay.
wooden shutters over
Okay.
the stone opening.
Okay. It looks like it may have come from inside, but it also could have just been a light enough tap that it didn't fully break through and just drop to the floor instead. Not 100% sure, but something definitely happened at some point.
All right, I guess I'll head inside and try and get to that point in the building.
As you walk through, Henrik Silvori is in the main room. There's also some other, looks like there's some of the nuns are like praying in here, and he's just kind of watching over them, kind of eyes mostly staying on the statue still, which is mostly cleaned. You see some like spots of like red stains on it, but it's definitely not as bad as it was the other day. But as you walk in, he's alerted to your presence, and he says to you, Miss Yelga, have you found anything of note?
Sort of. We saw last night there was an imp. Or wait, do I know it's an imp? I don't know it's an imp, right? Do I know it's an imp?
Make a religion check.
21.
You would recognize it as an imp from your studies at the church.
Okay. Trying to look for anything that might be valuable or a hint, and we found there was an imp flying through the air towards the church, and a hooded figure watching us or it. It's hard to tell.
When you say imp, his eyebrows raise. Voice kind of gets softer, kind of lowering it to speak to you at the doorway here, still kind of trying to hide your conversation from the rest in the room, even though your voices kind of carry in here more than they would in another room since it's larger.
You say flying towards church. This cannot be good. That's must be a sign. Whatever is causing this demonic presence, it must really be within the church.
I guess it's at least good that we've narrowed it down.
Yes, we confront those suspicions. We must find the cause of this. If devils are involved, it cannot be good. Someone within this church must be working for evil. That must be what Corellin is trying to tell us.
As he turns around and looks back towards the statue.
I'm gonna look at Mherren's facial expression and sort of try and gauge what they're thinking.
Roll insight, please.
Haha,
well,
fuck
not
you.
How-
Nat.
Well, shit. I guess it doesn't matter anyway.
I was trying to figure out what the DC would be, but
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. She outwardly looks normal. She looks pretty much neutral, but looking a little bit closer, you can see that her she's tense, almost like her teeth are gritted a little bit. She doesn't look any sort of way. She keeps her eyes trained on the conversation, but her demeanor, her body language is sort of unapproachable almost. Like, this isn't necessarily a situation this conversation isn't necessarily something she wants to be having, or she just plainly does not like the person in front of her or what they stand for.
Okay.
Well, Miss Yelga, you find any more these? Let me be the first to know so we can solve this.
What is he calling me?
Miss Elgar.
Oh, she sort of makes a face at him like a double take. Like, she doesn't question it for a second, and then it's like it sets in what he said. How did you know that name?
He at this point he like turns back around and he says,
Oh, your parents in the capital. After you left, I looked through my notes and I remembered Eric Victon telling me of the Genasi, telling me of you, how the old priest Gilmore found you in town with those unholy that were unfortunately slaughtered by the Dragonborn. Eric, he was telling me about you before I made the pilgrimage here.
Gotcha. Okay. Having seen the imp, I mean, surely there's been other sightings of it, right? Other people reporting it?
I am aware of those in town. It generally is seen, though possibly it is just foreboding vision as a material creature.
I see.
But if you can confirm it's an imp, that is much progress.
I'm glad, sir. I guess we'll start heading towards the room.
yeah, as you walk through the halls, you see that same man, taller old man who wasn't talking the other day, kind of sort of look at you as he walks by, but just continues walking.
This guy's creepy as hell.
When you get to the room, what are you sort of looking for in there?
I guess I want to see if there's any sign of something being, like, forced open from the inside from that shutter.
Make an investigation check.
I love making investigation checks. I love how good I am at them. All right, 10.
It doesn't seem like they lock these shutters or anything like that, but you're not seeing any evidence other than like the obvious damage to it, that it's been tampered with at all. Like, you're not seeing any tools laying around that have been used to break it open. You're not seeing anything really inside.
It doesn't really look like there's anything wrong here. I guess maybe it's just a damaged shutter. Maybe we're barking up the wrong tree here. It could have been something else.
I mean, it could be, but I don't think there's any reason to dismiss it.
There. You still don't believe him, do you? The priest.
Why would I?
Because I mean, obviously there's something wrong. The imp is proof of that enough, I feel like.
Oh, yeah,
I just
but
don't know why you don't trust him.
I have no reason to trust him.
You don't have any reason to distrust him.
And I'm not saying that he is explicitly lying to us and trying to draw us into a trap. I just acknowledge that it's a possibility, just like he could be right. I'm trying to explore everything here, Pebble. I don't just trust people off the bat, and frankly, me even trusting any of you was a very rare occurrence based on circumstance. I don't just trust people. Anyone can lie. Everyone we've met, nearly everyone we've met, has lied to us for their own gain. I don't think it's outlandish that I wouldn't trust people off the bat because of that.
I guess. I just think there's something wrong here, and we should try our best to help.
I also think something's wrong here. I just don't think that it's the will of a god punishing a church, a small town church. I think that there's something bigger, and I don't want to dismiss it as something just a god being upset. Because
Okay,
it could be
that's-
any number of things.
Okay.
Well, I was just curious. I didn't see anything in the graveyard last night, but I was wondering if you caught a glimpse of anything from on top of the hill. You had more of an aerial view.
The person who was following you,
What?
I thought you had seen them. The person, there was someone behind you. I thought you were running from them.
Someone following me. Following me, not just wandering around.
Well, I mean, it looked like it. They were going the same direction.
I definitely had not seen them.
Oh,
So
Um,
maybe that's a good place to look next. I don't know. Either way, we need to try and figure something out, because something tells me that the folks here don't exactly go wandering around at night in cloaks, following random strangers.
if they do, that's kind of weird, right?
That would be an odd hobby.
Okay, just checking. That sounds
And if
good.
you saw someone in the graveyard, well, hell, maybe they can teleport around for all I know. I mean, I have done it a few times myself. Obviously, Balthazar's done something similar. But
I haven't personally.
I think it's worth checking out, seeing what we can figure out.
Passing back through the main hall, as you're walking through it, going back to the entrance of the church, you hear the voice of Vittoria, which is the prioress, basically the second in rank of the nuns.
Savori, the statue.
And everyone's heads jolt up, eyes looking towards the statue, as the statue kind of forms some condensation around the eyes. And a couple drops of, looks like a clear liquid, start rolling down the cheeks of it.
It's just tears.
And there's no rain.
Enclosed building. There's rain outside, but none within this room.
I'm going to cast Detect Magic, if that's
That is a
okay.
good idea.
Thanks. I'm full of good ideas.
No.
You are picking up evocation magic on the statue.
So then it's not just some religious. This isn't just some some sinner is causing an imbalance. This is like an actual spell being cast, is what that tells me, I think.
Interesting concept.
Hey, listen, buddy. Just because this can't be an I told you so moment for anyone but Pebble, because I didn't think that. Pebble thought that. I'll approach the head pastor guy and sort of nervously say, sir, that statue, it's being controlled somehow with evocation magic. I don't know how.
The spell is Grelin's clearest sign yet. He uses his magic to show us his sorrow.
Really?
We cannot.
What? Well, no, that's a genuine. Wait, well, I don't know. To me, it's just like it's Corell and it's a god. He's just gonna like do it. Like it's not like a spell in my mind.
I just imagine Pebble going like, really?
No.
Gods have power magic?
No.
Pebble, someone in this room could very well be a non-believer. We must walk fast before it's too late. Be steadfast in your faith. Find them and bring them to me.
Okay. So this is.
Someone
I
here
see.
does not see Krillin as the true deity. Please, you must help us.
So I guess I'll just start walking around and asking people. So you do any Corellin worshipping recently?
That's an
Yeah,
awful way to go about this.
too.
So I'll keep in mind that I got the two girls to talk by not bringing that into the conversation.
Yeah.
By actively telling them it was okay if they had it. Aaron's gonna pull Pebble aside after this conversation, sort of away from everyone else.
Yeah,
Have a
they're all
private
kind of
discussion.
gathering around the statue and watching.
Yeah, while they're all looking at the statue, Mherren sort of just grabs Pebble's wrist and slips away from the crowd. You know what? Before I say anything, what did you get from that?
The statue is being controlled with evocation magic of some sort.
That makes sense.
I guess I'm just conflicted. It seems like it's just a spell that was cast. It doesn't seem any different, but I believe him.
Do
I
you
think we need
believe
to
him
find-
because he follows religion?
I believe him because I think he's trustworthy.
Why?
Because he seems like he knows right from wrong. That's all I have.
How do you know? How can you tell? What
I-
gives you that inkling?
I don't know, Mherren. I want to trust him, okay? And I feel like he's probably right. We saw the imp. It's not a long shot to say that this could be
Well,
because someone
immediately he's wrong that it's someone not believing specifically because we saw an imp. We saw people in cloaks. That's clearly more than just someone being, or an entire church being punished because one person doesn't believe and doesn't accept Corellin into their heart.
But we saw the imp flying towards the church. Clearly,
Yes, and the
That has
imp
to be an omen.
is probably part of the problem. That's not an omen. There is an imp. That is not an omen. This isn't some novel. This is. Sorry, I'm laughing at what I'm going to say next. This is the real world. Things don't just happen. Symbolic things don't just happen randomly in the world to compel a story.
I get it.
You see
It's
why
more
I'm
of a
laughing.
podcast.
This isn't just some thing where all the little pieces go together to make a giant puzzle. The imp could, by all means, be completely unrelated to the things that have been happening. He likely isn't, but he could be. That's the thing that you're not realizing. You think that all these little pieces have to fit together perfectly. You think that there must be some non-believer in the church that is pissing off the gods, and you are also completely trusting a man that we don't know, that I personally have evidence doesn't care about his town or his church, based on his demeanor for something he said has been going on for a month. And I saw him days ago, and he had no such concerned attitude. He was, in fact, bragging about his town, but now he acts all concerned there's a non-believer in the church. Have you considered that maybe, if that is the root of the problems, he may be the non-believer?
So I'm not allowed to trust this man because of his demeanor, but you're allowed to distrust him because of what you can't clock up to anything more than just his vibe? That's what I said. And you sounded pretty angry when I said it about him first.
I'm not saying you can't trust him. I think that you are trusting him unjustified. You don't know this person.
He was put into this position of power because he properly...
You think that everyone who has been put in a
devoutly
position of power deserves it?
I don't think that, but I think Corellin put
Then
him here for
why?
a reason.
You don't know that Corellin even put him here. I just want you to put aside your bias. This could be a real issue for these people. These innocent people that live here and are pressured by this church, by this man. This could be a thing that really harms them, and he could be part of it. I'm just asking you to consider that possibility.
We should keep looking through the church to see what we can find. That's what I
Fine.
think.
What is Shello doing now?
I'm going to go into the town and talk to other travelers. Talk to them, ask them what they know about the place, or if they're just here as like a pit stop in between.
Okay, just make a general charisma check to see what you learn from just talking to random people.
Okay. 21.
Not a lot of the people
Like,
really know much about the town itself. Most of the information you're getting is just that it's a quiet town that some of them have like passed through once or twice, but they only really stop at the inn and continue on their way. Although you speak to a couple elves who are like who weren't aware there was a Seldarin church within the town, and they're like surprised and now interested in going up to pray there. Some of them that have stopped by a few times never knew that there was a church to Corellin within the town.
They're saying that as in this is a new thing, or as in they haven't been here before and they haven't heard about it?
They've been here before. They knew there was a church, but they didn't know it was a church for elven deities.
Okay.
It was kind of obvious to all of you when you arrived, so that makes it kind of odd that they wouldn't know that this is an elven church, even though they've been in the town a few times. But no one you're talking to really knows anything about what's happening or knows the history of the town. Most of them just seem to be passing through real quickly, don't really stay here for too long.
But I'd like to ask the innkeeper if they've seen anything weird going on, or anyone who looks shady.
Make a persuasion check.
20.
As soon as you start bringing this up, they're like, "Hey, don't bring that here. I don't want to talk about this place of business. Don't want to scare away the travelers passing through."
Would you prefer to speak somewhere else?
No. I don't.
There
wanna
is
be involved in
farmland
that.
nearby we can speak in.
Listen, I live in the town. I know the town, but that's not something. It's best to just keep my mouth shut about that. Go deeper in the town. There's some of the houses. Maybe you'll find whatever it is you're looking for. Or you're just passing through, so just pass through. Don't know why you want to be involved in the first place. Going around talking about that it could get you in a lot of trouble.
Can I put my hand on the? I assume there's like a countertop, and attempt to push my hand through it.
What are you doing? Don't.
You told me to pass through.
Yeah, the town.
It is all a ghost.
Speaking of, are you staying for another night? There's gonna be more gold.
We may indeed.
Listen, checkout was at 11 a.m. and it's already past 11 a.m. We're gonna have to charge you a little bit more.
And how much? How much for a late checkout?
It'd be 10 gold per extra night you're staying.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
nothing, but it's fine.
I'll just give him 10. This guy's bleeding me dry. You know what? I'll give you another 10 on top.
All right, but
Just
after
in
this, you just
case.
pass through. 2 more nights.
Well, how about another night on top, just in case?
3 nights?
Just in case.
That might be too much. I don't want to.
Just in case.
But I'll
once
take it.
we're
I'll take
done.
it. I'll take it.
Okay, very well.
If you want to reserve the room in case you come back.
Yes.
Hello.
In case we pass back through. Once we're done passing.
Do you want to
through,
reserve
and
it
we
for a
need
few
to-
more days, maybe, for if you leave and come back to town?
Tell you what,
You're
can I
gonna
get a
bleed us
time,
dry.
a share of the time of the room, perhaps a time in the room?
I mean, you could rent
which I
out the
can
room
share
for
with
like
my
the whole
friends.
year if you want to stay.
And how much would
live
that
here.
be?
No.
What's 364 times 10? But 3,640 gold.
I am a bit light on funds for that, unfortunately. I will.
Very well, just passing through then.
Yes, I'm just passing through then, and I'll put
Why'd
my
we
hand on the
leave him
table again,
alone?
try and go through it.
What shall do next?
Can I check around just at the other establishments? But I'll ask if any of the travelers have seemed ill, or if any of them have seemed ill after arriving.
Yeah, make another persuasion check.
18.
You get some information that the shop owners and stuff, they don't know the adventurers that well, so they don't really know what they're like, but they do some of them do complain that a few of them are like noisy and cause like a ruckus sometimes, and kind of mess with their stuff in like the shop and things. They don't really appreciate it, but no one seems like physically ill at all. They don't notice. Nothing about the adventurers are really getting anything from these people.
I want to ask them how long they've been living in the town. Walk on people's private property, knock on their door.
Everyone that lives here that you've spoken to, they've lived here for years.
Okay.
Make an investigation check.
18?
You notice that a few, just one or two of the houses just seem like no one's living there. Like there's stuff inside, but you don't. It seems like no one's lived inside the house for like a little bit.
I bet there's a false Hydra.
Oh no. Are those houses, are their doors open?
No,
Are
no.
they locked?
Doors are unlocked.
Okay. I'd like to look around.
Looking around inside, there's some dust on things. You don't know exactly how long these houses have been vacant, but they're furnished. Nothing inside is like ransacked or anything like that. You would think that it hasn't been it's not like decrepit or anything. It hasn't been like months, but it does seem like some of the houses haven't been lived in a bit. And one of the houses, actually, there's like 2 or 3 that are like this. One of them even has some like food out that's like rotting, and it seems like there was like freshly prepared food. Some stuff was looked like it was still cooking on the on a stove. It was like in the process of being made, but it's like kind of older and rotting.
So people, there's no sign of people like leaving in a panic. There's nothing that you said. Nothing is disheveled. Nothing's like knocked over.
Make another investigation check.
Okay. 19.
In the one where the food is rotting, you see like a broken plate on the ground, a chair knocked over. Nothing looks like it was really messed with too much, but all of the houses you use, there's signs of like a slight struggle, but nothing
Okay.
doesn't look like anything's like the whole tables aren't like knocked over, or like there's no like holes in the wall, anything like that. But there are signs that there's a slight struggle in all these homes.
Is there like an upstairs, like a bedroom area?
Yeah, bedrooms in all these houses are empty. As in no people, but there's like a bed. There's wardrobes with clothes inside. Some of them are a little bit messy, but messy in like a lived-in way. Like they just haven't picked up the clothes on their floor in a while.
Yeah.
Nothing really
Is
out of place.
Is there anything to like identify the people who lived in the house, like names or any like books or like journals or anything?
Make one more investigation check.
Okay. 15.
Under the bed of one of these houses, there's like a little small chest. It has like a notebook of just like some like farming stuff that doesn't really catch your eye at all. It has a name of says David Sampson inside.
Mm-hmm.
But also in this little box, you pick up a little wooden figure that's looks like it's been rubbed with like a pastel crayon, like red all over it.
Doesn't look like anything in particular. It's just like a little character.
Just a wooden, very, very, very simple, this wooden figure of a male kind of figure that's just colored red. And like chipping, just like pastel color.
Is it a large figure? Like if
It fits in like the palm of your
proportionally?
hand.
I mean like does it look like it's of like an adult or of
Yeah,
like
it's
a,
like
a
it's like
small
an adult
person? Okay.
man. No, there's no features of it that would make it stand out in any way. It's just a very simple carving of an adult man.
Do like in our world, people have like crosses on the wall?
Mhm.
Do people have little statues of their gods?
Yes, holy emblems are extremely popular.
Okay.
People hang them in their room. People keep them on their person a lot.
And I'm assuming because it hasn't been mentioned so far, none of the three houses have had holy emblems.
You haven't seen any religious iconography on the walls or anything like that.
And the little doll wouldn't count.
Make a religion check.
Okay. Religion. Ooh, 10.
You're unsure. It could be a religious totem of some kind, but it also could just be some toy or some other junk. You're unable to connect it with a religion.
I think for now I'm gonna put that in my bag of many precious trinkets, and I'll talk to the rest of the people in the town after.
Okay. So Mherren, Pebble, going to the graveyard. What are you two kind of looking for?
I'm
No one in the
looking for
graveyard.
anything out of place. Like, because I assume that most things will be pretty uniform. Anything that is not uniform, maybe grass dampened down. Is the ground wet at all?
Yeah, there's a fairly light rainfall. It's a little bit on and off, but the grass is glistening and wet. I'll let you make either a survival or investigation check.
Survival. I have a +5 in survival. Ah! 24.
Using your sort of military knowledge of battlefields and tracking other soldiers and animals and stuff, you start to notice a footpath. It's kind of a man-made trail through the grass, probably not intentionally, probably just from it being like worn down from being walked through so many times, where the grass is kind of more like patchy and stuff through it, and it kind of like starts from the hill going down into the graveyard and winding through some of the tombstones and then ending at the mausoleum.
Mherren follows the tracks around until she gets up to the mausoleum, and she's just gonna look around the outside first, just try and see if she can get anything from it.
It's not super big. It just seems like an individual coffin could be in there. It's like one of those. It's made of stone, like the same kind of stone the church is made out of. There's some small glass windows near like the top of it with like there's some stained glass, not depicting anything specific, just like different colors.
It's meant to be pretty.
You're not seeing any name or anything on the outside of it. There's a stone door that does appear to be locked.
How stained are these windows? Are they seeable through?
You could probably see through them. It'd be a bit obscured.
Mherren's gonna look inside first.
Okay.
See if she can see anything.
Make a perception check.
11.
There's a larger tomb sort of thing. It seems to have this plaque on it, but you can't read it from where you are.
Pebble.
I don't want to break into a mausoleum. So, I am not picking the lock of a mausoleum, Mherren. That would be immoral.
You know what else is immoral?
What?
Not following clues because you think that it's disrespectful to the dead when it could save many people.
Why don't you? Well, okay, first of all, I don't even know how to pick locks, and even if I did, I am not okay with doing that. Why don't you do it?
Anything to pick a lock on me. That's why I was asking. I don't know how to get past this without breaking the lock, and I really don't want to break the lock. Fuck, and there's no other footprints around, like this is where it led.
Yeah, just this sort of path leads to the front of this has like some cobblestone, but the path like ends at the cobblestone in front of it. I also forgot to mention the mausoleum has this like sort of roof kind of thing above where the glass is, and like two gargoyles above it.
Can I have a peek around to see if there's anyone around that could be seeing us?
Make a perception check.
Please, for the love of God, go well. That's not bad. 15.
Up at the church, through the window that you were looking in earlier, that's broken, you see a face looking down at you. You can't really tell the facial features and make out who it is, but looks like a female form.
Mherren's, like, as she's looking and she sees this person, she is going to keep looking around as if she didn't notice, but is still looking around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how you sort of just, like, slowly look around so you can take in information?
Yeah.
She's just going to keep doing that even though she's noticed her. And then she's just going to quietly say to Pebble, "The window with the broken shutter, there is a woman in the window. Please go look. Please go check it out."
Oh God.
She's playing it up to seem like she didn't notice anything, but she's looking for something. And
Gotcha.
then as she says that, she looks back at the mausoleum as if coast has cleared it.
Trying to stay low to the ground, staying as close to the ground and like hiding behind anything I can.
Mherren, can you make a deception check?
Please work out. Okay, 16.
Pebble, can you make a stealth check?
Yes. Ugh. Hold on. I have to roll with disadvantage. It's just not good. It's really bad. That's a natural one.
Oh, shit.
After Mherren tells Pebble this clunkily gets low to the ground and like shifts behind a tombstone that's smaller than her. very obviously,
No.
very obviously trying to stealth around. Mherren, you kind of glance back at the corner of your eye, and the person is no longer in the window.
Mherren kind of just curses under her breath, but while she is now alone, she is going to, as stealthily as she can, break the lock without causing too much damage to the door.
Okay, make a stealth check at a disadvantage.
Oof, that's not great. But you know what? That's okay.
No, just let's roll a strength check as well, actually.
Just flat strength.
Yeah.
21.
Okay, yeah, you just grab it and just pull, snapping it off, also kind of shaking the doors as you do a bit. You just pull it at such strength that kind of makes a bit of a louder creaking sound as the stone doors just like slowly open on their own from the force pulling this. And yeah, you see within is this grave, a metal plaque on it. Pebble, getting up to the window, you no longer see there's a person in there looking into the room. You don't see anyone in there. What are you doing next?
I guess glancing back at Mherren to try and be like, what the fuck is going on? And seeing that she's not there.
You probably would have heard the noise, actually. When you look back down, you see the doors are open in the mausoleum now.
God damn you, Mherren.
I'm looking at the plaque as well, because I am curious what it says. But I am also looking around, just trying to see if I can see any. I imagine Mherren hasn't been in many of these. But, you know, trying to find anything that seems sort of suspicious.
Make a perception check, just to spot anything out of the ordinary.
Oh! Not 20, baby!
Through the glass, there seems to be like some figure on the other side of it, kind of hanging from the roof, like looking in. You see like beady eyes staring at you.
Oh, motherfucker. Oh, motherfucker. Oh, shit. I'm thinking. Give me a second. This is scary shit, man. Because especially coming from the roof. I mean, it could be one of the gargoyles, I guess.
No, Pebble just climbed onto the top.
Without making a fucking noise. If only she could have
Yeah,
done that going
yeah.
up the hill.
Hey, shut the hell up. Show
It's
kindness.
easier to push a rock down a hill than to pull one up.
Because you also up to 25, target beast travels for the duration of the spell towards the specified location, covering about 50 miles per 24 hours. But it says range 30 feet. That might just be the range the animal has to be.
Yeah,
for me
you
to
can
cross
cast
it.
the animal within 30 feet, and then it moves as a creature.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna throw that, like, I'm gonna summon my raven for the first time ever.
Yeah, from your figure.
You have a
Yeah,
You
that
have a
I've
raven?
had forever. That I've had
like forever.
since Sana was alive.
Holy shit.
Because this is the same place that Balthazar got his lion one, and Sana got her T-Rex one.
Yeah. Dude, I forgot.
I just haven't ever used it because we haven't been like really split apart before. I'm going to do that so that it's just summoned in the room with me. And then I'm going to use it for Animal Messenger. There's a creature looking in on me. Be careful, we get down here quickly. I might be in danger. Don't die for me.
Aww. Okay, I guess
And
I'm
then
getting
she's
down there
gonna
quickly.
she's gonna send the raven to Pebble's location.
And are you continuing to read the plaques?
Yes.
Okay, the raven flies out of the room. You notice that the eyes move to watch the raven leave, and you hear some skittering on the roof, but that creature is still watching you through the window.
Is the raven still in existence? Is it fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's all I wanted to make sure. Okay. So we're gonna read the plaque. Well, first of all, Miriam's gonna grab a weapon of some sort.
Hmm.
She's gonna grab her halberd out. Just to have it ready, just in case. And then she's gonna read the plaque.
You now notice that there's a second smaller, not plaque, but the end of the I guess it's like a coffin, like a stone coffin type thing. The end of it on your side has some carving, lettering into it that reads Maxwell Magi. And
Maxwell Magi.
the metal plaque on the top of it says salvation, eternal, perdition, divine, sacred, bliss.
Interesting. The second one was, did you say salvation eternal? Was that what that was?
Salvation, eternal, perdition, divine, sacred, bliss. These words are in a line going down. And Pebble received this message from the Raven speaking in Mherren's voice. What are you doing?
Trying to get there as fast as possible. Back to Mherren, I mean.
Okay, as you do, can you make a charisma saving throw?
I sure can. Not happy about it. 28.
As you're running back down, you see on the top of the roof there is a red imp watching you, and you also see one on the back of the mausoleum looking through one of the
Do
windows.
they look friendly?
As you see
I
them,
would say no.
they start to fly away.
Interesting.
They seem to fly to the church, going around like a tower and out of view as you get to Mherren's location.
I'm so confused. I'm so perplexed. I've got to zoom in on this page. I've got to look at these words closer.
The typeface is all capital.
The imps. It was an imp. It flew away as soon as I saw it. It looks like it went back to the church.
At this point, the sun is beginning to go down as it's transitioning to night.
Okay, wait. I have to look up
Where's
this
it
word. I
going?
don't know what this word means. Of eternal
know
punishment
what
and
divine
damnation. No, perdition. Perdition.
Oh,
whatever.
that makes sense.
Perdition. I don't know. I've never seen that word before. I really can't tell what this is. Because this could be like a code that I'm not understanding, because I don't think those letters match up to words. Is there anything else in this room?
Nothing else in the room.
Mherren's then, like, once Pebble gets down there, going to send another message this time to Shello.
If I'm visiting people's homes, I'm looking for any form of religious iconography in their home. Acting like a wandering salesman, perhaps,
Make a religion
so I
check.
can get into their home. Okay. Whoo! 4?
Not noticing any religious thing. We're also not super knowledgeable on what would be a religious sort of icon.
Pardon me, sir and slash or madam and slash or little boy and slash or little girl.
And such, or they, them.
And they, them, or it. What perhaps a greater power do you find yourself thinking of speaking to and imagining?
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
I got a nat 1. At advantage.
Disadvantage.
Good, I'll roll again.
Every time you ask that, the door is slammed right in your face.
Did they know that I was trying to sell them something?
In the message, Mherren sends, we are in the graveyard. There were imps and a cryptic message. Come quick.
Mherren, you've become a bird. I'll follow it, assuming that Mherren is upset with me and not speaking. On the way, can I try and maybe have a look at this stone sign in front of the church, or is it up at the church?
It's at the base of the hill where the pathway kind of goes up the hill, so it can be on the way. It's stone made out of like the same stone as the church, and there's a white board over it, and then painted on that it says Holy Hill Cathedral of the Seldarin.
Can I the wood that's over it, is
Hmm.
it like nailed to the stone?
Yeah.
Hmm. Am I able to pry it off to bring it with me?
Make a strength check.
All right,
Great strength.
here we go.
Be enough of a disadvantage.
Stretching my ant muscles, I got a 10.
You can kind of get a grasp of it, but it's not budging.
Okay. I'll continue to follow over to where the raven was going.
Okay. As you do, you actually see at the top of the hill that older man, the tall one that doesn't speak, very deep wrinkles in his face, is leaving with like a lantern he's lighting, and he seems to be walking towards the graveyard.
He's not an animal, so that's good. Yeah, not everyone's been turned into an animal.
You arrive to the mausoleum where Mherren and Pebble are like looking at these words, just kind of deep in thought.
Oh goodness, Mherren, you're not a bird after all.
What?
You arrived. I was in town, and you arrived in the form of a bird and spoke to me.
No, That's just a bird charm that I have. It wasn't me. I just gave it a message.
It certainly sounded like you.
I gave it a message.
Well, it delivered it very well. What
That's
is
good.
what is happening here?
Apparently there was someone following me around last night when I was walking through the graveyard, and when we came down to investigate, I saw these footprints around the graveyard that led to here.
Ooh,
It was locked up
That's-
pretty well, and then when I got inside, there were imps on the roof and looking at me through the windows,
goodness.
and all it says is this, and I'm sure it means something, but I don't quite know.
This all seems very frightening. Is it a code language which I may understand?
Make an intelligence check to figure out if it's some coded message.
Okay. I got a 6.
You're not getting anything from it. This looks like words to you. Some of them you don't even
Okay.
understand.
That's fair. I don't think bliss is something I'm familiar with. There is a certain pattern, or at least something in all of the words that I noticed. There are Roman numerals in all of them.
Oh,
I don't know if
wait, hold-
that's what you're going for, Peanut. But also, if it is, I don't know what one of them is. You have from salvation down to bliss in that order. You have 6, 50, 2. I don't know what the next one is. It's either 4, 6, or 7. 100 and then 1.
It is in fact 4.
No, because there's an
IVs.
I after the V as well.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a real thing.
It isn't. But if it's just adding up the amount of numerals in each of them, then it's
Mhm.
either a 4 or it's a 7, or if it's just the ones that are in correct order, it's either a 4 or a 6.
So it'd be 6, 50, 2, 4, or 6, or 7, 101. Although L is also a Roman numeral, isn't it?
At this point,
Isn't L
Mherren, with your perception check earlier than the natural 20, I'd say you'd start to see some glimmers of lantern light coming through the windows. Still seem kind of far away, but it seems like someone with light is approaching.
L is 50. L
There's
is
someone
50.
coming.
Who? Oh yes, there was the tall man. He was coming down from the church over yonder.
You didn't think to mention that?
I do not know his goings aboutings. I assumed you two had perhaps invited him.
Shello, you turn invisible, right?
Yes, I can also make you disappear.
That's probably smarter. Okay, could you turn us all invisible?
I sure can. And I'll cast invisibility at a 3rd level. Means I can.
I'm sorry for making you use your spell slot.
Well, invisibility at 3rd level allows me to make 2 people invisible. So I'm gonna make Pebble and Mherren invisible. Because I mean, he also saw me come in here.
Carapace, whatever, don't you?
Yeah, but it doesn't make me invisible.
I assume there's little corners in the back of the mausoleum.
Yeah.
Miriam's gonna try her very hardest to tuck herself into one of those corners, like enough that she has a view of like the door and everything and the windows.
If the door of the mausoleum is closed,
It's not.
Is it or it's not? Okay, never mind. Then I guess I'll just do the same. Try and hunker down in a corner and wait to see what this guy's doing.
What is Shello doing?
Shello is gonna walk outside, and I assume that there's a broken lock somewhere.
Mhm.
Can I pick that up? And I'm gonna just be kind of holding it in my hand, not hiding or anything.
No. Oh no.
And when I see lantern light come closer, I'd like to perform a play for the man approaching.
Just like watching you as he walks closer.
I heard a horrendous crash earlier, and as you know, my party and I have been tasked with finding out any ill doings in the area. I came as soon as I heard the loud crash and bang. I came all the way from in town. I have a very keen sense of hearing with my. I want to hit one of my antenna, and I want it to kind of go like. Brrr.
Yeah, like a door stopper.
With my very clear ears, it seems this your locked away door has come undone. Perhaps there was something inside.
He's just staring at you.
I can replace the lock for you if you wish. I could even do some mighty powerful ant magic to it.
Make a deception check.
Okay. Filthy 20.
Still just staring at you.
Last time this happened, the guy turned into a big worm monster. I'm gonna this is the guy who's taking a vow of silence. And I'm well aware of that while I'm out trying to have a conversation with him. I could perhaps even find you a replacement lock if you do not trust myself or my ant ways. If none of that suits you, of course, do make it clear.
He tilts his head down, sort of towards the ground, and then lifts his arm up, moving the lantern to the side, seemingly pointing away out of the graveyard.
We have reserved a room. You can come by to our room if this would help. I do not remember where it is, which room. Though there are many rooms. I'm not sure if you've seen. There are some houses with just nobody inside. And as I'm saying this, I'm going to slowly start walking away.
He just kind of watches you as you leave. Do you still have the lock?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, he didn't ask for it. I'll start walking away. I'm walking backwards, so I'm still looking at him, and I'm still talking the whole time.
Yeah, at this point, you're a little bit too far away, and you're both out of view of each other. But he, after Shello's out of view, he walks up to the entrance of the mausoleum, just sort of looking around inside. He seems to kind of solemnly shake his head side to side while looking down, and he's gonna start shutting the stone doors closed, and you're now in here in a just dark room.
You know what? I kind of want to lie and wait while I think about this fucking code that I don't understand. Wait, what's the thing? I don't, but, because I know that there's like certain codes that you can decode them through numbers.
Mherren and Pebble, you can both make intelligence checks like Shello did earlier to see if it's like a coded thing.
Yes!
Fucking god. This sucks though because intelligence is one of my worst things. 7.
Natural 20.
Thank
Holy
God.
cow.
Pebble, this
You're
looks
smart.
nothing like a coded message. There's nothing here for you to decipher.
That's what I also had a feeling that it wasn't something like that. It was just the words, because it seems I don't know. I don't describe it.
The words are odd to you. It seems to have some sort of purpose. It's just not something you can get just with the words, it looks like. And you're not seeing anything else in the room or anything like that. Seems like for now you don't have all the pieces.
Oh, I have pieces of a broken lock. That could help us.
Maybe the metaphorical puzzle is literal.
What are you two doing in this room right now? Are you just waiting the night?
The entire night?
I'm gonna slip
Hell
out
no.
of the mausoleum, just being very, very careful with my steps not to make much noise, and carefully opening the door and carefully closing it behind me.
Yeah. How long after this person leaves are you doing this?
I'd wait until the sound gets a little bit more distant, so maybe like 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Long seconds, not the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Go ahead, make a stealth check at advantage. Pebble, you start to see the doors opening again, but no person. What are you doing?
I'll assume it's Mherren and follow behind. Should I make
that's
stealth
rough.
without advantage because of my armor?
Yeah, let's roll a stealth check.
Fuck yeah. Oh, 6.
We both did not do very good on this one.
You
Yikes.
sneak out, and as you do, you just see across the graveyard this same man holding lantern straight out and just staring at the entrance of the mausoleum, the door opening. Doesn't seem to see, well, you can't really tell from his facial expression because it's just kind of blank still. But it doesn't seem like he notices you two, like he doesn't see through the invisibility or anything, but he does see that the door is opened again. And he's just kind of standing there watching.
Miriam's gonna she's not moving anymore, and she's just gonna watch him, see sort of where his eyes go.
Make an insight check.
Be on a fucking mission. 19.
It seems like he's watching the doors. Just seems like he's looking for any movement or any like sign of what's opening it. And occasionally his eyes will dart like around the mausoleum, like the sides of it and such, or like around the outskirts of the graveyard, kind of see if anything's like running away or anything like that. But it doesn't seem to be noticing anything.
Marin's gonna glance back real quick. Just make sure there's no more imps popping up, correct?
Make a perception check.
Oof. Alrighty. Perception. Please, please, please! Ah! Dirty 20.
You see a few birds in the sky. No imps.
Okay. Okay, what's this distance? Okay, how far am I from the man?
Probably about 60 feet.
She's gonna make the dark smoke effect and then do her form of dread.
Okay, yeah, the invisibility drops as smoke surrounds you and you quickly transform into a more bestial creature as this guy immediately just like drops the lantern to the ground and just turns and runs back up to the church. Not making any noise, screaming or anything, but like eyes sort of widened a bit.
Silence very seriously.
Most expression you've seen on his face is eyes widen. Nothing like too crazy, but he begins running up to the church.
Mirren's gonna follow him.
Okay, as you're chasing him down, he goes to like the front door and just like runs in. Are you following him inside the building?
Can I say hello to him as he passes by?
Pebble's like, by the way, Pebble's chasing after them at this point. Like, what the fuck is going on? What is Mherren doing?
Getting into the building, there's people praying in the main hall still as he runs in and just looks around as you follow behind, kind of snarling, chasing after him. Everyone gets up and people just start shrieking. One of the nuns like faints to the floor.
I'm so sorry.
What are you doing now? He's like
traumatize these damn
he's stopped
people.
in front of you, like eyes wide, slowly backing up. Eventually he's like back meets the statue as you can't go further back as you just kind of like slowly follow him through the pews.
Mherren's going to look around just to see if anyone seems like like how he was surprised, but like that's the most reaction, like not terror, but like surprise.
Make a
And,
insight check.
Okay. Oh god. I'm so scared. I hate this. 19.
The one that fainted seemed to be one of Celine's friends. The one that was still kind of with her, not the one that kind of left their group. Celine is also in here, and she's like screaming and like runs off, kind of pushing the other girl with her, like in the way. Marie yelps. It's the youngest one, and kind of gets behind one of the pews, ducking down. Nicolessa next to her, the most collected out of everyone, just like putting her hands over Marie, but not ducking down as much, so a little bit, but not getting directly behind the pew. So like looking up, watching what's happening. The two altar boys also in here are like yelling, and that's everyone that's within this room right now. So the least sort of surprise reaction you get would be Nicolessa.
Right. Okay.
She's probably attracted to damn lesbians.
Uh-huh.
What?
So Mherren's, after like taking inventory of the room, is she like right in front of the guy?
Yeah.
We've walked around this church a lot, right? Like a few times. Did you say that I know where a empty room would be?
Yeah, there's like a broom closet down the hall a little bit.
Mherren is going to grab this man by the ankle and drag him down the hall into the empty room, and then deposit him in the room, standing between him and the door. So in a less human-sounding voice, more gravelly, deeper. I can't do it, but imagine it as I say the words. Slightly snarling, not like intensely. The words are still understandable. Were you in the graveyard last night?
Ed is like frantically nodding.
Up and down?
Yes.
Did you see the imps?
Head shaking side to side now.
Did you see the man or the person in the field? Not the man. I don't know if it's a man.
Very
A
intimidating.
complete loss of intimidation.
Head shaking back and forth, like more now and faster.
Where's Silvori?
He looks at you for a moment. Make an intimidation check.
Who?
At advantage.
22.
He sort of looks up as if to say, the tower where his office is.
Fuck, I really hate having to follow directions. Mherren is going to exit the room, but she is also going to drag the man along with her.
Is Shello, you probably would have seen this happening since you were like outside too, or Shello, Pebble, are you two doing anything during this?
I
Just
mean,
watching.
I'm probably
watched
gonna. Am I still invisible?
Yes.
Okay, I'm
up
gonna
to
walk
an
up
hour,
to
yeah.
Shello. I'm gonna walk up to Shello and tap him on the shoulder and whisper, "Shello, it's me. Should we follow them or stay behind? I think we should stay behind."
Hello, are you my shadow?
Yeah,
I'm gonna check and be sure that my shadow is still here.
Still there.
yeah, it's me, your shadow.
Okay.
It's like sort
Um,
of sounds like your shadow's trying not to laugh.
Well, I suppose we certainly could follow them. I don't think there will be any resistance.
But should we not make it obvious that we're with Mherren?
We could be investigating. Do you have my hat? my investigating hat.
No, I thought you had it.
Very well. I suppose we will follow from a distance.
Okay. I want to trust that Mherren knows what she's doing, but this is kind of insane.
Mherren, you bust through the door of Lavori's office, and he's like, he seems to be reading a book, but then he like jolts out of his chair and drops to the floor and like backs up to the window.
She's gonna drag the man around, the man that she's dragging, to be in front of her. And then she's going to slowly approach. Fuck, this sucks. This sucks so bad.
What blasphemy is this?
This is so funny because this is technically the work of a god as well. Do you know about the imps? What do you know?
I know there's an evil in this town and you must be connected.
I think you scared him a little.
I hope so, because that is kind of the point. I am trying to scare them. You were at the ball.
The kings, yes.
How long does the former dread last, by the way?
I think it would start to dissipate around now, because I think it's just a little bit. I'm going to also, like, because I assume I feel it start to crackle and dissipate the same way that I, like, turn into it. I am going to make another smoke bit to make it seem less suspicious. Like I am undergoing a sudden transformation, oh no. But even as she comes out of it, because I'm guessing that the thing that you DM'd me still is in effect.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful.
I'm so damn curious.
24 hours since when it applied to you.
Fuck. That's rough. That is rough for a barbarian. As she turns back, she kind of stumbles slightly. Like she stumbles forward just one step before, just to upsell it a little bit, but she glares right back down at them.
What is your purpose here? To torment us?
His
I
eyes.
think you know something.
His eyes seem like a little bit unsure. He seems a little bit more confused now. As you guys are talking, the kind of second in command nun, Vittoria, he runs out the door down the hill, yelling for help, yelling like for guards.
Oh god damn it. I guess we should help then, huh?
Do you think we should go inside?
Mherren better not have hurt him. Or intimidated him too hard, either.
I swear, if I get in there, you've intimidated him too hard.
I'm gonna be
You
real
made him
pissed
piss
off.
himself.
I swear, if he's thinking otherwise, is anyone among you hurt, or in pain, or ill?
You hear someone yell out, "No, there's a thing up there!" There's one of the altar boys, the older one. He's like, "It ran down the hall! Quick, you're all adventurers, kill it!"
I will attempt.
Mherren's slowly coming closer. Very slowly. One step at a time. It's almost like under the breath, sort of grumbly. Why didn't you request help while you were in the capital?
You think the capital cares about our small town?
I think you were busy getting drunk and chatting instead of finding a solution.
He just kind of scoffs at that.
I'll barge in, and I guess I'll just cast a spell to stop being invisible. Gonna cast Hold Person on Mherren.
Okay. I'm gonna make a wisdom saving throw.
Please succeed. I can't. Okay. This makes things so boring.
Mherren, you're held in place. Henrik Sovori quickly moves back away from Mherren and kind of like goes around the other side of the desk and looks to you all and is like,
You know this person? Who is she really working for?
Mherren, what in the hells are you doing? I'm so sorry. I don't know why she's doing this. This isn't normally how she is. I don't...
Then your so-called friend must be compromised. Must be possessed.
No. I no, Mherren's not possessed. She's fine.
How do you know?
She's not exhibiting any signs of possession, is she? Like, from what I know?
Make a religion check.
Okay, cool.
Uh-oh.
At 4 times advantage, because I'm awesome. Alright, how's an 11?
She's certainly
Oh,
not
no.
acting as she normally does.
I am so confused
haven't-
and worried.
You haven't really seen her go to this extreme before of turning into a form of dread to drag someone through an entire church and
She has not done that before. That is true.
It's true.
she seems to be
haven't seen
working
that.
within her own reasoning, but it's not out of the realm of possibility that she's acting strangely in line with possession.
She doesn't usually act like this, but I don't think this is a possession. Mherren, are you ready to calm down?
Mherren doesn't say anything. She just glares.
What? Okay. If I release hold person, are you going to act normal, Mherren?
Doesn't say
Is she
anything.
going to no response? Okay. It might be best you leave now, and I can take care of her after the hold person is gone.
Do what needs to be done.
The warrior leans next to Mherren's
Oh.
ear and whispers.
You devils keep pushing your luck. We had a deal.
He just walks out, weirdly, like, slowly, not in a rush or anything. He just kind of walks out and then down the stairs. Femur Alden picking himself up and following.
Do you mind if I follow them down?
You can if you want.
I guess I'll release hold person after they leave.
Mherren's gonna swing her halberd down on the desk.
Pebble yelps. And shouts, Mherren, what the hell are you doing?
She is breathing heavily.
I'm getting ghosted IRL. What?
Not yet. Mherren is just, she is holding her halberd still in the same position that it went down through the desk, lodging itself in the floor. Not very much, just slightly, but enough that it it clearly had enough force to tear all the way through the desk and make a mark in the floor.
As you break, like, the desk just in half, papers and stuff just go flying throughout the room.
Is there
Pebble,
anything you
or
can see
she,
from the
like-
stuff falling in the from the desk?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. Teen.
It seems like holy text, no like physical objects. There's some books fall out, some pages on like learning Elvish and some other holy script and stuff like that.
I'm so
You know what?
confused.
I've just thought of
What,
something, which is a logical well, not conclusion, but like a logical thing for Mherren to think, which unfortunately does not meld well with the parameters I've been given.
Do they seem panicked at all by the noise, or?
They kind of look. Henrik kind of looks behind him, like stops for a moment and then keeps walking.
He didn't look worried. He just kind of looked behind to see where
Looks-
the noise is coming from.
Looks a
Kinda.
bit angry-ish.
Okay.
What a dick.
Mherren
Um,
slowly drags her halberd back up and,
Pebble
and
has
stands
her-
up straighter.
Pebble has her shield up and is just kind of prepared for if Mherren does anything.
Mherren's just gonna glance behind her, like over her shoulder, just enough to make eye contact with Pebble, and she still looks pissed.
Mherren, what's going on? You can talk to me. I can tell something's wrong.
Mherren is gonna shove past Pebble.
Mherren is running after her.
She's going all the way back to the main room
Oh boy.
with her halberd over her shoulder.
Okay.
Carrying it with one hand, mind you.
So before this, so Shello, you're following Henrik and Fremor. They leave, and some guards are kind of showing up at the front door, and Henrik starts explaining the situation, but mentioning that it seems to be a possessed traveler in the town that's turned into some monster. When Mherren and Pebble get to the main room, everyone is still like cowering, and like as you two walk in, a lot of them like get lower down, like away from you.
When Mherren gets like closer to the main room, Pebble's going to try and like step in front of her and block her with her shield. Sort of using how
Mherren's gonna-
bulky her body is to.
Mherren's gonna push her
Mherren's gonna-
again out of the way.
Okay, both of you make strength checks.
I had an 18.
Please. Fuck.
Pebble's blocking you right now, Mherren.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We can do this. We can do this.
I don't know if I want to do this.
Well, you've put yourself in a position where you might have to. Mherren's gonna rage.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Here,
I
roll a
never
d12.
wanted to hear that. Being the person at the other end.
Hey, I'm doing what I can. Okay, please. Is that new? I don't know. I don't know if that's a new one. I don't think it's a new one. It is a new one! Oh, I've never gotten this one before!
Oh fuck. Oh no.
I'll DM this one to you.
Oh, yes!
That means it's
Only
good.
I get to know.
I'm scared.
Wait. Oh, shit. Oh, that's so sick. Oh, I
Oh,
wish I had
no.
this for any other fight. Oh, no. Mherren is going to slice down next to Pebble. Let me
I scoot
roll.
out of the way.
She is going to use magic awareness again.
Okay.
Does she see anything?
What is the range on that?
60 feet. Crazy things
then-
happening in D&D right now.
When Mherren comes back into the room raging, obviously
Glowing.
Shello's gonna say hello.
Naturally.
Of course.
Yeah, calmly as well.
Yeah.
You're picking up that there's 2 instances of transmutation magic on the other side of the doors of the church, the main doors.
Mherren is very quickly making her way over there. Mherren is going to shove the doors open. Very aggressively.
As you do, a bunch of guards hold up bows and arrows at you, ready to fire. The 2 transmutation spells are coming from Henrik Silvori and Primor Alden.
Interesting. This is rough. Shit, this kind of fucking sucks. But I have to do this in this way. because of the stupid fucking... Oh, this was the worst person to get this effect. Is there anyone between me and the statue?
Pebble would be like right behind you, I think.
Oh shit.
No one else is in the aisle of the pews, though.
Pebble, you're in the fucking way. I hope that gives you an inkling of what's about to happen.
A little bit. Please don't kill me.
I'm
Mherren's gonna
picking
go-
up what you're putting down.
Yeah. Mherren's gonna run to the statue and swing at it.
Yeah. Go and
That
just do a
sucks,
do a
dude.
strength check.
Okay. I really hope it succeeds, but at the same time, okay, 18. Oh, you know what? You know what's crazy? I forgot to turn on the rage thing. So I was
So you would've
technically
had,
supposed to
like-
have advantage with that.
You can roll again.
Okay. Bad news.
Oh my god!
You hit into the statue, and were you hitting into it?
Mherren's gonna slice at the waist.
Your halberd goes through it like butter, just cutting it like clean in half. The top half of the body just like falls backwards, and the marble like stone just kind of like shatters on the ground.
God, this sucks. This sucks ass. I hate this.
The guards now like filing into the church, all pointing bows and arrows at you, yelling at you like, "Stop! Get on the ground!" Only like a group of like 5 guards. It doesn't seem like this town has many.
God, this type of rage would have been so much more useful in so many different fights. I'm so mad that I only rolled this one now, where this probably isn't even going to happen. Mherren looks around a bit dazed. She's sort of blinking, a little unfocused, breathing heavily again. but she gets herself back, standing straight, with her halberd in hand, sort of dragging along the floor from where she sliced the statue in half. Like, she put a lot of force behind that. And then while she's doing that, she looks up and looks around. Towards the ceiling, through the roof. And are there actual glass windows in this church hall?
No, all the windows are just like open air, or there's some like wooden shutters on them.
If I look out of them, do I see anything?
Make a perception check.
12.
No. Just
Fuck.
the night sky.
Fuck. And I don't see anything in the actual building either. Like, nothing happening, no movement.
No, just the movement of the guards slowly approaching you, yelling at you, and the people behind the pews cowering. However, you do not spot Nicolessa and Marie. They seem to have left at some point.
Where the pew that they were hiding behind, where would that have been? Like, was that closer to the front door, or?
Closer to like the hallway of like the side. After the statue was shattered, some of the nuns are also looking towards Pebble in a way where they're like seeking help.
I feel remorseful as a person. So the direction that would have been closest to where Marie and Nicolessa could go, Mherren's gonna try and walk that way.
As you turn the corner, your feet go through a hole and you fall through a portal.
No! Fuck!
Right.
What?
Oh, this is bad. This isn't good. This is not good.
No! I'm so confused. I don't.
This is like when someone steps on like a fake rug and they go falling through it.
You step through the floor and then fall, landing onto another floor. It's like you step through the floor and then you go up another floor and then just sort of like fall down into this sort of like puddle of blood.
No secret passages, my ass.
And looking up,
Even though this is technically a portal.
you see some carcasses hanging around you by metal.
It's not my girls, right? It's not the girls.
Hooked through the carcasses, like some like hooks hanging from the ceiling. They seem to be carcasses of like pigs and other like
butcher
cattle,
shop.
cows.
We're in the
You
butcher shop.
Also see
Well,
some
I'm
like
in the butcher shop.
you also see some like charcoal markings on the ground and such. As the portal you just stepped through now closes and you're left here in the dark.
Fuck. Okay. So I'm just gonna look around. I'm gonna see if I can see the shape of a person anywhere. And like slowly making my way through the carcasses. Not minding the blood.
Make a perception check.
Please go well. Okay, 16.
You're not seeing anyone. You're not picking up any sounds. All you smell is just meat and blood. It seems like you're alone in here.
And I'm like at the back of it where the meat is kept. So I assume I go forward and then I would be at the front of the shop, right?
Yeah. Looking around, it does seem to be that's the case. You're in like the back of a butcher shop.
Okay. Mherren is going to navigate her way through the bloody carcasses and head towards the front of the shop. Just looking around, looking for anyone, looking for Marie and Nicolessa.
There's no one inside. It seems the store is closed. The front door is locked, you can see.
I'm so very confused. Mherren just sort of takes a look around, looks under, I'm guessing like the front counter and whatever she can look under to see if there's anyone there or anything of note.
Yeah, you're not seeing anything. Seems you're just completely alone in this building.
Does the shop have windows?
Yeah, you see outside to the street. It's nighttime. You don't see anyone out there or anything.
Nothing in the sky?
There's like birds flying. You see some lights on and like the buildings across the way.
And I'm assuming I am now dripping with blood as well, by the way.
Yeah, but you're not like soaked or anything. But your clothes are a little bit bloody.
She's gonna slip out of the shop, making sure that she locks the door behind her. And she's gonna follow along the house line, like avoid the houses with lights on, but go through the house line, or maybe even a little bit behind them if there are lights on. Go behind the houses, to get to, I assume, the edge of town. I'm trying to think of where Nicolessa and Marie could have gone.
Make a perception check.
Please. Okay, 19.
Seeing anyone moving through like the forest and the edge of town or anything like that. The streets are empty except over near the inn. There's some looks like travelers outside and such. Over you can see up the hill at the church, there's like guards seem to be looking around the grounds. What are Pebble and Shello doing up there? You two didn't even see Mherren step through this portal or anything. You saw her go around the hall. The guards like followed and she was just gone.
Would that be one of the hallways that would lead to like outside originally, or was that
It would lead
leading to one of
towards like the
bedrooms?
stairs up and like where the nuns sleep and stuff like that.
I suppose I could wait outside and wait for any commotion on the inside, or if the job's done, I can dust my hands off and head back to the inn.
Yeah. They just seem to be looking for her. Eventually, it seems the guards give up. They're like, "She must have gotten away. She must have fled town. Check around some of the houses. Knock on a few doors. It seems people are home."
I would like to go back to the statue, and inspect it, I guess.
What are you looking for?
I don't know. I just want to know why the fuck she destroyed it. I'm just confused.
Looks like a normal statue to you.
How well do you really know this person? This person that defiles your god. If this is possession of evil, clearly we are out of time. The good can be corrupted by evil so easily. Perhaps the one we look for worships false idol. It is what this tells me. Someone that sees what is not there. Someone with blood in hands. You, Masiari, Pebble. Hell approaches.
I'm sorry. Genuinely, I don't know why she did this. Or, I mean, I just didn't see this coming. I'm sorry. Begins leaving the chapel, heading back to the apartment, or to the inn.
As you're leaving, one of Celine's friends stops you. He comes up to you and kind of lowers her voice, and she's like, As a paladin, you vow to, like, protect those of the same faith. You don't, you're here to help us and to figure out what's wrong, right?
Yeah. How can I help you?
I might know something about this, but I just don't want anything to. I just don't want anything bad to happen to them. But with that person going berserk, the statue shattering, I'm shaken to my core. I feel myself questioning Corellin's work, and I know that's wrong of me, so I just need to confess what I've seen. Nicolessa, I saw her sneak off with some book in hand. It's very strange, and there's more, but I can't tell you here.
Do you want to go somewhere more private, or
You're staying at the inn, right? Tomorrow night, I'll meet you there. I think it may be suspicious if I leave the church now.
That's understandable.
I don't think what they're doing is wrong, but if it's causing this misfortune to befall the rest of us, then something needs to be done about it. Again, we can't discuss it here in case anyone is hearing. I've learned that most in the town know, but keep their mouths shut out of fear. Us that were brought in from around the continent to this church, we didn't know, but I overheard Nicolessa somehow she did. I'm sorry, you need to go.
All right. I'll tell her what room number we have. Try and stay safe.
I noticed on my way here when I was following behind the feathery Mherren that the sign in front of your holy building seemed to perhaps have been modified some time ago. I'm wondering if you could assist me in getting to the bottom of this. My shadow did not have my investigating hat.
All right, I'll try and help. But I'm putting the sign back after we look at what's underneath it. I'll look at the sign and try and see if I can get it off.
Are you pulling,
A
just like
hammer?
using your hands to pull the plank of wood nailed into the stone?
Well, I guess, but I don't know if it'll work. I'll just do that. Yeah.
Okay, make a strength check.
21.
Nice.
Yeah, you rip this plank of wood off, falling to the ground. Rain kind of picking up now. We were getting a little bit moist out here in the open, but under this wooden plank, Holy Hill Cathedral written on it is something actually carved into this stone that reads Church of the Bleeding Heart.
Church of the Bleeding Heart. What in the fuck? Do I
Is that
recognize
where-
that at
Is
all?
that where that's from?
Make a religion check.
Perfect. 7.
You've never heard of this church or what religion it can be connected to.
What in the hell?
Well, let's place your wooden sign back on. Now that we have our knowledge, yes.
Yeah, I'll try and just place it back on. I don't think that'll work in
Just
hindsight.
set it on top of it.
Yeah.
I could use my aunt's screwdriver. Or I
You
could
have
use
an ant
mending.
screwdriver?
I'm gonna fix one of the sides of the sign if that's allowed, so that it's just hanging off.
Great, alright. I'm doing that and then going back to the inn.
Yes.
What is Mherren doing for the night? Is she going back? Is she going to attempt to go back to the inn, or?
No, she is going as far out as she can within like reason, and she is making a loop around to go past the field and towards to go through the field. She's looking around, seeing if she finds anyone, seeing if there's any imps, if there's any movement in the wheat.
You're not seeing
Or I
anything?
assume it's wheat or corn, whatever, something.
Yeah, it seems the streets are like extra quiet as you see some guards going through, knocking on a few doors.
Mherren's gonna keep along the outside and go towards the graveyard.
Yeah.
She's going back to the mausoleum. Mausoleum. I put the L in the wrong place as I said that word. Okay, she's gonna slip inside. And she's just gonna look down at the words again at the plaque. Is there any movement outside the windows?
Make a perception check.
Done. Please be good. You motherfucker. 6.
You're not seeing anything.
Yeah, I figured not. Is the coffin openable?
If you like pushed on it, you'd be able to open it. Yeah.
I would like to open it part way.
Okay, make a.
Well,
make a
I would not like to, but I'm going to.
Okay, make a strength check.
Oh, 10 or 15.
Opening up just a little bit, you see the remains of a skeleton inside. Seems to be wearing some like tattered clothing, looks very old, and wearing some like jewelry and such.
Anything that sort of catches the eye with the accessories?
A lot of it seems a little bit expensive. You also see, it seems like some of the stuff could be magical, or you'd have to examine it a bit more.
I guess we're gonna push it open a little bit more, so it's like about halfway open.
Mm.
And fuck, this is good. This is how you get cursed. This is how you get cursed. But I have to, because Mherren's curious. Mherren's gonna pick up a few of the pieces of jewelry and examine them. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't want to do half of the things that I did.
That's
To
good.
be
I'm so
clear.
confused at what's going on.
I more or less do not have complete control over my actions.
Interesting.
I'll just say it. Mherren essentially has to act on her impulses.
Which means anything that she is curious about or she thinks or she might want to do, thinks could be a solution. She has to do all of that.
Good lord. Wait, so, but why? What?
Remember when I failed that charisma check?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I got a DM?
Yeah.
So I assumed that it was both Mherren and Pebble who failed.
Pebble succeeded by like 1.
Wow.
Fine.
Because the whole time I was going through, I was thinking to myself that obviously there's something going on with Mherren. And then there were a couple of times where I was like, I feel like there's something going on with Pebble, but also this could just be because it's their like holy house.
Yeah, that was a scally.
No. Oh, here we are. I'm in.
Yeah, you two are.
I'm gonna have a rummage around. Pick up this funny clown nose.
No, there's a plate with an apple.
You
table.
son of a bitch. Is the apple half chewed?
It looks fresh. Looks like a fresh apple, actually.
Can't believe it.
God damn it.
Someone's been busy.
I guess Balthazar got an
Balthazar
Balthazar.
fast asleep in the bed.
That's my
still
bed.
holding on to the doll. It seems that the other bed was a little messed up, so he decided to sleep in the other one.
I guess I'm gonna curl up on that bed. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Good night. God damn.
God, I wish
Oh,
I could see what you're seeing.
You're shit out of luck, bud.
Is Mherren just sleeping in the mausoleum, by the way?
I don't know if I would say sleeping. I guess she is resting, but I would say that she at most gets a restless couple hours.
Yes, exhaustion is back.
Let's go.
Yeah, always to the same goddamn person.
And another night in Greytown finished. That's where we're in the episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all next time. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe.